Jeff was in here, we asked him to evaluate the secondary, and he thought that what your guys' play this season was up and down, but he thought you had played well this season. How would you assess your performance and then the group as a whole?
We had some young guys come play. You know, Mike, Avery, first-time players. And, you know, it's a struggle for them, you know, to understand the defense is pretty intense. So, I mean, yeah, we up and down. They were still trying to learn. We had some good games. And I just pushed myself, you know, try to get better every week. And just, you know, because I understand the game a little bit more than some of the guys. And I feel like, you know, Mark played pretty well, and I think Josh, he played. This was his best season.
Obviously, the season hasn't gone the way you guys have wanted, but would ending it with a win at Oregon State take any of the bitterness away, or is it still going to be pretty much bitter?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a bitter feeling, you know, post game, or you don't feel like. You're not feeling like you're somebody because, you know, you're not going into, you know, post-season play. So, I mean, it'll take away a little bit, but you always want to have a winning season. So.
Can you give us your scouting report on Brandin Cooks and Marcus Wheaton and what makes them so effective?
They're pretty good guys. They pretty fast, and they. The team just have a balance between running and passing. You know, they do it really well. It's not very high tempo like Oregon was. So, I mean, they're going to huddle. It's going to take up the time of possession. And, you know, they lead the nation in that. So, you just got to be ready. I mean, because it's pretty slow. It's like NFL. So, I mean, it's just football. Like, it's just regular football. You just got to know your rules and play assignment football.
Steve, well, that'd be kind of weird. You've played a lot of teams that play at fast pace, none of them more so than Oregon. Now all of a sudden you're playing more of a traditional thing where they actually huddle and walk to the line of scrimmage. Is that going to feel strange?
Yeah, I mean, you get a little bit more rest, and I mean, takes me back to USC or playing like Washington. They didn't go too fast because they got like a pro style offense, and it's more convenient for the players on defense, I think, to actually, have that type of offense. But, when you face the high tempo teams, it's really fast. You get really tired if you can't get the team off the field. So.
Steve,
what kind of atmosphere is around the team with this facing this last game? What kind of mood do your teammates have with this? All of a sudden, it's over.
I think a lot of guys is ready to play. Like, I mean, I never really felt like people weren't ready to play, but it's just, like we got a lot of young guys that don't know the defense as much, or like maybe the offense as much. So it's taking them a little time to get adjusted, and just knowing the circumstances of the games and the situations inside the game it's a little tough for them because they don't understand. So.
Steve, how are the players mentally adjusting to the fact that you're so far out of contention this year? Do you feel like the staff has lost any of the guys? Do you feel like there's a united desire to right the ship? What's your sense of what the locker room's like at this point?
I feel like guys are saying, hey, we're going to go 4-8, and we're going to win this last game. I heard a lot of that going on. I don't hear too many guys saying, hey, I don't really care about the season. And that's what you want to hear going into the game. Or for me, anyways, I want to hear people saying, we can win this last game, and I think we can. This is one of the more like, it's not as hard as Oregon because, the tempo and everything. I think we can manage the game better.
Steve, how's the team doing sort of blocking out, or are you able to block out sort of all the stuff that's going on outside of talk about Coach Tedford's status and stuff? Do players hear that? Do they concern themselves? Do you have to try to intentionally not listen to it, or how do How do you handle that?
I mean, when people just talk, I mean, this is how it goes. I mean, I don't know much about what's going on outside. I mean, I know that Coach Jeff is a good guy, and I like being coached by him. He brought me here, so I mean, I'm feeling comfortable with him. I mean, you know, teams go through adverse moments, and you know, this is one of our adverse moments. You know, Coach Jeff has been here for a long time. He's been winning for a long time, so I'm behind him 100%.
You optimistic about the future of the program though, in terms of being able to get back to where you guys want to be?
No, I mean, I don't think that you know, we can't get back to where we want to go because, you know, I mean, just look at Notre Dame. It's just, you know, like, they weren't that good. Like, next thing you know, that, you know, one of the top teams in the country is, it happens every year. Like, you know, one of the down programs always, you know, make a turnaround. So anything is possible with anybody, you know, like, the games, the season, you know, it could have went our way some games, and you know, we could be sitting here talking about a bowl game, but we're not. So, you know, just sometimes you gotta have a little luck on your side.
See, just a couple minutes ago, you seem to imply that a lot of guys in the team don't know the offense or defense. This is the 12th game of the year. Is that what you meant to say? You guys don't know the offense and defense by this point in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely meant what I said. Like, I mean, the concepts are a little complex for some of the guys. I mean, it was like that for me at the point. So, I mean, I could understand that you can't be too mad at them. So, because it's, you know, your first year playing, you know, it's just the recognition of like playing out there is a lot different for some guys. And, you know, like, you know, when emotion happens or something, like, you know, what do you do? How do you adjust it? Like, you know, like some people just have brain farts or something on the field. I don't know, but it's like they don't know what's going on sometimes.
Some people have what on the field?
Like brain farts, I guess, like it's just their brain just goes, like, you know, like something happens and it's not drawn up like it was in practice maybe, and they don't know how to adjust to it sometimes.
Do you feel the systems are too complex? Do they need to be simpler in terms of making it easier for guys to understand? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think it's, I mean, like how bad do you want to know, you know, your assignment, and how bad do you want to win? I mean, I think I put in extra work to like know what I got to do and know what the other team is doing towards me. So I don't know what the other guys do in their spare time, but I know I like look at film and try to, you know, get as close to perfect as I can for the game, because you never know what they're going to do.
Okay, time for a final question for Steve? Okay, thanks.